Hello and welcome to a new episode of History Episodes with Samyukta Nair. If you, like me, are a fan of the British TV series Downton Abbey, you must have thought it quite unusual that one of the main characters, Cora Crawley, a British aristocrat also known as the Countess of Grantham, was actually American. To be honest, her circumstances weren't that unusual. Cora Crawley, originally Cora Levinson, was one of the many dollar princesses of the 1800s and early 1900s. American girls from extremely wealthy business owning families in the US who married members of the British and European nobility, who possessed titles but were in need of money. Simply put, these marriages were an exchange, a British title and lifetime of social status in return for American wealth that would help maintain old elaborate estates and lifestyles. With the advance in technology and trade in the 1800s, several Americans started businesses that made them millionaires. However, many were from middle or working class backgrounds, as a result of which they were often disparaged as new money by the old money families. On the other side of the Atlantic was the opposite problem. Several old aristocratic families with prestigious titles were running out of resources and were unable to maintain their ancestral estates and opulent lifestyles. Many people chose to combine these circumstances to their mutual advantage, resulting in the birth of a unique group of women known as dollar princesses. It was reported that between 1877 and 1917, there were around 454 marriages between European aristocrats and dollar princesses. While some of these marriages may have developed into mutual love and respect, such as that of Downton Abbey's Cora and Robert Crawley, many were actually marriages of convenience. Let us take a look at the stories of some famous dollar princesses. In 1895, Miss Consuelo Vanderbilt of the famous Vanderbilt family that had made their fortune in the New York Railroad married Charles Spencer Churchill, the ninth Duke of Marlborough. The Duke received her plentiful dowry and reportedly told his new bride that the reason he had married her was to save his ancestral home, Blenheim Palace. Needless to say, the pair weren't happy together and spent much of their married life apart. However, Consuelo did produce the required heir, John Spencer Churchill, and spare, Ivor Spencer Churchill. The Duke and Duchess had their marriage annulled in 1921, and Consuelo went on to marry the French aviator Jacques Balsan, who had first fallen in love with her when she was just 17. The pair reportedly had a very happy marriage and were together till Jacques' death in 1956. While Consuelo spent considerable time and effort on charity, she also maintained links with a few members of the Churchill family, such as British PM Winston Churchill, the son of another dollar princess, Jenny Jerome. Miss Jenny Jerome was the daughter of Leonard Jerome, a financier, sportsman, and speculator, and grew up in Brooklyn, Paris, and New York City. Her maternal grandmother was reportedly at least part Native American, Iroquois to be exact, but this was never proven. In 1873, she was introduced to Lord Randolph Churchill, the third son of the 7th Duke of Marlborough, at a sailing event in the Isle of Wight by Edward VII, who was then the Prince of Wales, and the pair got engaged 3 days later. However, it took time for the marriage to be finalized as both sets of parents did not see eye to eye on the settlements that Jenny would bring after marriage. These settlements were essentially the portion of her fortune that would boost the Churchill family wealth. Jenny and Lord Randolph were married on 15th April 1874, and Jenny went from being Miss Jerome to Lady Randolph Churchill. The couple had two sons together, Winston Churchill, future Prime Minister of Britain, and John Churchill. It was rumored that Winston was actually conceived before his parents' marriage, as he was born 7 months into their legal union. However, the public reason was that Jenny had had a fall, due to which her son was born 2 months premature. While the exact state of their marriage is not known, Jenny reportedly had multiple affairs, including one with the Prince of Wales, who had introduced her to her husband. After Lord Randolph died in 1895, Jenny, who was extremely popular in society circles, got married twice more to men who were considerably younger than her. Jenny played a major role in guiding her son Winston's political career, and also received public acclaim for chartering the hospital ship RFA Maine, alongside two other London-based American socialites, Jenny Goodall Blow and Fanny Ronalds, during the Second Boer War. Another dollar princess who definitely made a mark in history was Mary Victoria Leiter, daughter of Levi Leiter, the co-founder of a successful dry goods business and later a partner in a major retail enterprise, Marshall Field. After her introduction to London society in 1890, Mary met George Curzon, a conservative member of parliament and future Baron of Scarsdale. The pair were reportedly genuinely attracted to each other and had a happy marriage. They had 3 daughters together but no sons, and this reportedly made Mary Curzon the inspiration behind the character of Cora Crawley in Downton Abbey. In 1898, George Curzon became the Viceroy of India, making Mary the Vicereine, the highest official title that could be granted to a lady in the Indian Empire. Mary was the only dollar princess to receive this title. She was famous for her beauty and sense of style and made quite an impression in India. She patronized several Indian artisans and weavers and also ordered the material for her state gowns from Chandni Chowk, Delhi. One of the most famous dresses she ever wore was the peacock dress, a coronation gown by the Parisian House of Worth, which she wore to the 1902 Delhi Darbar organized by her husband to celebrate the coronation of King Edward VII. The dress was made of gold cloth embroidered with peacock feathers, with a jewel-toned beetle wing in each eye. The bodice was trimmed with lace and the skirt with white roses. The gown caught the imagination of everyone who saw it and is now on display at the Curzon Estate, Kedleston Hall. In addition to her contributions to the world of fashion, Mary Curzon was known to have learnt Urdu from Bakshi Ram Das Chibbar and also played a role in the creation of the Kaziranga National Park, when during a 1904 visit to Kaziranga, Assam, she was unable to spot a single rhinoceros, and the animal tracker Balram Hazarika brought to her notice their dire situation and the need to improve wildlife conservation in the area. Lady Curzon fell in love with the Taj Mahal when she saw it on a moonlit night, and when she passed away in 1906, Lord Curzon had a memorial chapel constructed as well as a marble effigy made for her tomb. Lady Curzon's health failed as a result of multiple factors including a miscarriage, the harsh tropical climate, and her demanding social schedule. Lord Curzon mourned her deeply and was buried with her following his own death. It is worth noting that while these $3 princesses came to become highly influential women in British and European society in more ways than one, while making a mark in the fashion field as well as the party scene on the one hand, they also made major contributions to industries and the war effort on the other. They came to represent the pinnacle of American wealth and social achievement and remain fascinating figures in history even today.